To be in the top 50% of earners in America, you have to make over $30,000 a year. To be in the top 20% of earners in America, you have to make over $65,000 a year. And to be in the top 10% of earners in America, well, this is where things get interesting. Jim Wang wrote a really interesting article on wallet hacks going over incomes in America, where he covers how much money you need to make to be in the top 50%, the top 20%, the top 10%, the top 1%, and he just updated the numbers for 2023. Here are some of the rounded numbers for you, and if you want to read the full article, I got that for you down in the description as well. If you want to be in the top 50%, you got to make just under $30,000 a year. If you want to be in the top 20%, you got to be making around $65,000 a year. If you want to be in the top 10%, now you have to make six figures, $100,000 a year. If you want to be in the top 5%, now you have to make at least $140,000 a year. And if you want to be in the top 1%, now you have to make at least $250,000 a year. Now, these numbers still seem reasonable, but it gets even more interesting if you dive deeper into this just top 1%. We know the top 1% of Americans are making over $250,000 a year, but you still have over 117,000 households in America that are making over $1 million a year in wages. And then we had in 2021 over 506 households in America that made over $50 million a year in wages. Now, when you see this distribution of numbers, where half of America is making under $30,000 a year, and then we have the top 1% of America making over $250,000 a year, and some people making over $50 million a year, you can have one of two emotions. I guess it could be three. Number one is I don't care. Number two is I hate this. This is evil. This is wrong. People shouldn't be making this much money. Number three is how can I be here? How can I learn to earn more money? We, for the purpose of this video, are going to be focusing on how you can actually achieve this. Now, if you want to end up here, somewhere between the top 10% to the top 1%, you can do this through your career. You can work to get a better education, work to get a better job, work to get a promotion, work to get a raise. You can work to get a new career, get a certificate, do something else in your job where you're working for somebody else, and you can work to increase your income to somewhere in this range. This is a very possible solution for many people in America. Maybe not today, but maybe you have to get certified. Maybe you have to do something different. Maybe you have to take on a second job, but it is possible through your career to earn income within that range. If you want to end up somewhere here on the top 1% to the top 0.01%, well, now you're going to have to do something different. And this is where people are working to earn money, not from what they do, but from what they own. If you work to get a high-paying job, you can earn this. But if you want to earn this, you are not going to be able to do this through a high-paying job income. You're going to have to be an investor, or you're going to have to be a business owner, or you're going to have to be both. Now, how do you do it? Well, a high-paying job can help you because it gives you the income to now go out and start investing. It can give you income to go start your business idea. But at the end of the day, the whole idea here is you're going to have to earn money from what you own instead of just earning money from what you can do, because there's a limit to how much money you can make from what you do. Now, here's the nice thing about this. You don't have to be born a millionaire. You don't have to be born with rich parents. You don't have to be born with a silver spoon in order to end up here, but you have to have the right mindset and understand what's possible, because the internet has made starting a business and creating your own income much more accessible than ever. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it's much more accessible. And in the internet game, if you want to make more money, it all comes down to attention. If you can grab somebody's attention, you will be able to make more money, because now you will have the ability to market your products. You'll have the ability to earn advertising revenue. You will be able to sell more things, create more dollars, because you have captured someone's attention. This is the name of the game in this new economy. It really started when social medias started to hit the internet. When Facebook came around, Instagram came around, Snapchat came around, all of these entities were fighting for your attention. That's why Facebook became so popular so quickly, because Facebook was capturing so many people's attention. People were spending so much time on Facebook, which is why we saw the valuation of Facebook skyrocket, especially in the early days, because people and investors couldn't understand why people were spending so much time on Facebook, and then how are we going to monetize it? Now, Facebook didn't sell their own product. They don't have a Facebook Pro that you paid $90 a year for. What they did was they sold you advertisements. They sold advertisements to business owners who would then present their products to you. Now, why did business owners pay money to Facebook in order to show their advertisements? Because Facebook had your attention. People weren't watching TV, they weren't watching whatever, they were now on Facebook. And now that Facebook had your attention, they can make money by selling these ads to businesses. Same with Instagram, same with everything else. Now what's been happening is the creator economy has been growing, where you've been seeing so many more creators create content who want to capture people's attention on somebody else's platform, like here on YouTube. If you're watching this video, my channel, I have your attention. Now, what does this mean? Well, YouTube shows advertisements on this video. That means I get paid a fraction of whatever YouTube generates because I have your attention here. Now, does this mean that you make a ton of money for every person that watches? No, on YouTube, you make like a penny per view. But once you have someone's attention, that also gives you the opportunity now to sell a product. Now, for a lot of creators, you don't have to be a creator to do this. I'm just giving you an example. For a lot of creators, this is now sponsorships, selling somebody else's product that way. For me, it's promoting my own brands. Like we have Briefs Media, which is my newsletter company. We have newsletters for investors. We have newsletters for entrepreneurs. My newsletter for entrepreneurs is called Business Briefs. It's a free resource to keep you up to date on what's happening with the latest business trends. You can read it for free, and it's a super simple read. You can read it in less than 5 minutes every morning, where my team is breaking down what's happening with all the latest business trends. So if you want to join Business Briefs, I got that link for you down in the description below. But what does this mean? Now I get to promote my brand because I have your attention here on YouTube. This is the name of the game in this new economy. Do you have to go out and start a YouTube channel, start an Instagram page? No, but you have to capture someone's attention on the internet if you want to be able to make money through the internet. Maybe it's not through your face, but it's through your brand. When I first started off on the internet, when I first started off as an entrepreneur, I started a sock company. And the way that I made my initial sales from a sock company was because we created an Instagram page for my sock company. This was a lot of years ago, before you could have videos on Instagram, before all this stuff was popular on Instagram. You could only post pictures. And we were able to grow a decent sized following on Instagram. By decent size, I think it was like 20 or 30,000 followers on Instagram, which was a lot back then, because if you had 10,000 followers 6 or 7 years ago, it was way more than 10,000 followers today. But we were able to then leverage this Instagram following to build our email list, to then sell our product, because we were able to capture attention by showing cool pictures on Instagram. Now, how do you get someone's attention? Well, this is the strategy that's changing every 6 months, every 9 months, every 12 months. You see new things that are always happening on Instagram, on social media, on Facebook, on TikTok. All these trends are changing, but if you can capture somebody's attention in this new economy, you will have the ability to make more money. Now, how do you actually make the big bucks? How do you actually earn more money? Well, you have to now convert this attention into money. That means now you have to find a way to monetize it. And there's so many different ways to do this, whether it's advertising, sponsorship, selling your own product, selling somebody else's product, but you have to have something that you can then monetize. There's a way for you to then make money from this thing, whether it's you selling your own product or you selling somebody else's product. And this is where now, as you start to scale, you see the difference between the cash that you generate and the valuation of the business that you have. Let me give you a very personal example, because this was a concept that took me a long time to understand. When you are a solo entrepreneur, when you run a business as you as the boss and you are the business, well, now everything relies on you. Like on YouTube, if I was just making YouTube videos and I made money from my advertisements and sponsorships, well, now everything relies on me. If I'm not making videos, I don't get paid. And my business can be very lucrative. Like you can make $1 million a year making YouTube videos, but it relies solely on you. You don't have a business that you can sell. So what is the valuation of this business, of you going out and making YouTube videos? And you can try to come up with a number. If you make $1 million a year, you have $1 million worth of cash flow. How much is this business worth? How much is somebody going to come in and actually pay me to buy my YouTube channel? Well, maybe not that much. because if I'm not making videos, this channel isn't going to make much money. So to an investor, this might not be worth that much money. But now if I took the audience and I built a business, like how I work to build Briefs Media, now if you make $1 million here in this business, now an investor might say, this business doesn't rely on you, but you own the business. Now, if this business can generate $1 million a year without you working here, without a particular person's face, now this business might be worth a whole lot more. Now this business might be worth, say, $10 million. Now you have equity in this business that you can realize. You can sell the business, you can pull cash out of the business, you can do something with the value of this business that you can't do here. Yeah, it's great cash flow, but you got to understand what is the game that you're looking for. And if you really want to hit the top tiers, you have to think a little bit different. And you need to start working towards this equity. And the reason why I'm talking about equity now is because in America, modern American teaching, the whole concept of equity that we're taught is equity in our home. This is for 98% of Americans. When people think about equity, they think about, I own a home and I'm working to build equity in my home. But that type of equity in your home is one of the worst kinds of equity that you can work towards, because the equity in your home is not anything that you realize until you sell your home. And you might be thinking, but I can do a cash out refi. Well, you're risking the livelihood of the place that you live in order to pull more cash out, where when most people do a cash out refi, they go out and they buy more liabilities. They buy a boat, they go on a vacation, they go out and blow this money. Versus if you had an asset, something that's actually producing you income, now you have equity that's paying you, and if you were to leverage that equity, well, now you can pay for this debt through the equity that you have. Because if you have a business that's making you $1 million a year and you pull some equity out of the business because now you can go into debt for the value of your business, and you pull some of this cash out, well, now the business can pay for that debt, and you can take that debt and work to buy another business. You can take that debt and go buy a rental property. You can go buy another asset that's working to help you pay down that debt. Now, this isn't a video about debt, but the whole idea here is how you're thinking. Are you thinking to just increase your income, or are you thinking to increase your wealth by owning something that produces you with income? And the top 1%, the top 0.1%, and the top 0.01% of people are working towards this. They want to own something that's producing them value, because this is where the real wealth is built. It's not working towards earning a big income. Yes, this can help you build something, this can help you buy things, but you have to understand the way that the wealthy are thinking. They're thinking in terms of this. They're working to own the assets, because that can make them way more money than you going to work can earn. So what does this mean? What do you do? How do you achieve this? Well, first you got to create an income for yourself, because once you have an income, now you can do something with it. And then you got to decide, is this something where you want to build your own income, or do you want to go out and invest into something that's going to pay you with income? If you want to build your own, you have to have the entrepreneurial mindset. This is for some people. But for everybody else, now this is where you want to be owning assets that are paying you. This could be real estate investments. This could be stock market investments. This could be buying other businesses that you don't have to manage yourself. Warren Buffett is one of the richest people in America, and he didn't become one of the richest people in America by having people give him money or by building a business. He became one of the richest people in America by investing in other businesses. Yeah, he has his investment company, but that isn't your traditional operational company that he has to manage. His company is an investment company that invests in other companies. You can compare that to someone like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg that actually built one of these companies. Now, you don't have to go out and build a multi-billion-dollar company to see a lot of financial freedom for your own life. But understanding that now, if you want to really hit the top levels of wealth, you can't just do that by earning a bigger income. You have to think bigger. You can work to earn a bigger income, but why? If you're earning money just to spend it, you're doing it the wrong way. If you're earning money to invest it or to use this money to build something, now you're doing it the right way. And this is what wealthy people are working towards. Wealthy people earn money to invest it. They don't earn money to spend it. Broke people and the middle class are working to earn money to spend it. It's a mindset shift. And once you change the mindset, you'll change the wealth that you see too. I need a phone for my business, so I deducted my iPhone from my income. I had to go to San Diego last year, I had to go to Manhattan last year. I spent about 2 months in San Diego and about a month and a half in Manhattan last year. Both of those were expenses. I got to expense my travel, my flight, my Airbnb, my meals,